Susan, how long have we known each other? Do we even know?
I don't know. Do we want to say?
Okay, so maybe the 90s, somewhere in there? Okay, that's good. That's safe. So tell me about the history of the TXMPA briefly and what your role has been.
So the TXMPA was started to fight for jobs and to fight for incentives in Texas so that we could be competitive with other countries and other states that have incentives and try to attract film and television there. And we've had a successful run of it. We've been going for about 15 years. There are a lot of people here tonight, I'm glad to see, that are founding members. And we're excited to be in Houston for the first time for the Impact Awards. The reason that we call it the Impact Awards is because that's our focus. That's our job. It's like, how are film and television productions making an impact in Texas? And so we invite legislators as well as shows that have been produced in Texas by Texas people with Texas crews, because that is the impact. And so we try to highlight that and have some fun doing it.
You and I have been doing production in Houston for a really long time, so we know what's possible here in our city. And I feel like most people, when they think of production in Texas, they think of Austin and Dallas because they don't know what we know. So what do they not know?
Well, I think they don't really know how easy it is to work in Houston, how vibrant it is here. I mean, the culture and the people and the locations are friendly and accessible. We have a really hardworking crew. We have really hardworking independent film production. A lot of people aren't as familiar with the successful run that we've had in professional productions and studio productions, and because the focus in more recent years has been on, commercial and independent film. But a lot of people don't know that we have produced Emmy award-winning television here. Fox was here for almost 10 years and produced 4 Emmy award-winning productions out of that facility.
What do you think that will take, and how can we work in Houston to educate and bring production here?
Let people know what you're doing. Try to get interviews with the papers. Hold networking events. Attend them. Put your name out there. It's important, even if you've been doing it a long time.
Well, if we share, it also shines a spotlight on Houston, which doesn't always get the film spotlight, right? So we're not just crowing about ourselves, but we're drawing attention to Houston from a film industry standpoint.
I can actually tell you something that's even more exciting than that's happening. We have high schools here that the city has invested, along with partnerships with Sony, with Apple, with Dell, with Comcast. Believe it or not, some of our high schools have some of the best production facilities in the state, and they are actually graduating students with associate's degree ready to move on to some of our great colleges, University of Houston, University of Texas. They're also graduating students to a lot of those colleges and universities that have lesser known programs that have really had a great recent investment in them as well. Those kids are already a step ahead where a lot of us were when we sort of started getting that more technical training when we went to college. I am not positive that that's happening in any of the other cities. I can't speak to that, but I can speak to what's happening here.
People that are coming through school today, I feel like there's a shorter path for them to be able to have a career often, even if they're not going to go onto a big movie set or a big commercial set or big TV show set, they can still have a really good living in Houston because of all the corporate work we have and the content building that can be done.
The access that's been provided now to any level, any economic level, any culture that you come from, any background that you have, you now can afford the equipment. You can be as creative as you want to be, and you've got a platform that you can publish on. And if you work and you know how to market yourself in any way at all, you are likely going to pull yourself up and achieve some success, So I just think that the opportunity that's provided has turned out to be a blessing.
I think they're starting the program, so we're going to sign off. But Susan, I want you to talk to me again sometime soon.